4 Americans murdered in Libya. Now, it's been 6 weeks, and the Obama administration is either stonewalling or dragging its feet to avoid telling the American people exactly what happened. Former UN Ambassador John Bolton says the Obama administration has given one excuse after the other. He joined us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta.
And not only are they giving excuses, but now we've got some throwing under the bus. We have CIA Director Petraeus saying, "Don't look at us. We're not the ones who denied the order." And Petraeus is also back. I mean, and Panetta's also backing off this.
Well, I think there are two things. One that Bing West brought out earlier. You've got reporting by Fox News that says that the CIA gave orders not to assist personnel at the consulate and denied requests for assistance from its own station there in Benghazi. And then General Petraeus' spokesman issues a statement saying, well, the CIA didn't deny those requests, which clearly implies somebody else did. I'll come back to that in a moment. Jason Chaffetz, congressman from Utah, just said on Sean Hannity's show that in his trip to Libya 2 weeks ago, he traveled with General Carter Ham, the combatant commander of AFRICOM, the African Command, and said that General Ham told him nobody asked him to deploy military forces to Benghazi. Now, Secretary Panetta said today that he, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Martin Dempsey, and General Ham all agreed that they shouldn't deploy forces. So General Ham has now been characterized in two obviously conflicting ways. Somebody ought to find out what he actually was saying on September the 11th.
Well, then you've got also President Obama has denied, or at least I shouldn't say denied, he was asked and dodged twice on a Denver TV station when he was asked were Americans under attack denied help. So it sounds like, you know, it's now we're getting to the point, and I say this, you know, where we're sort of who's on first, where it does seem to be unraveling. We're not getting answers at all.
Well, I think it goes directly to the Oval Office for two reasons. First, as you and I have discussed several times before, I think it's the president's ideology that explains a lot of what's going on here. They just can't process the reality that the terrorists, al-Qaeda in particular, are resurgent in Libya. And I think the way it works in Washington, if you see a president who is reluctant to use military force, there are political generals and others who can come up with a lot of reasons not to use military force. And we've seen a lot of different excuses. It would take too long. It was only a demonstration. My favorite, we had to ask the permission of the government of Libya to protect Americans from being killed. So when you see a profusion of different reasons why you couldn't do something, leads me to think that in the Oval Office, when they met there on the afternoon of September the 11th, the president was giving off very negative vibes about any use of force, and that got translated down the ranks.
And of course, then you've got the other thing is this thing about the video, which went on and on and on. There were multiple times when the president, Jay Carney, other representatives of the Obama administration were still pushing that video story when we knew that in real time they had a lot better picture of what was going on. They had the emails. They could see with the drones what was going on. They could knew it was mortars. And I mean, there were a lot of things about it, but they still pushed on and on with that video story.
Yeah, that just gets harder and harder to understand. But I think the most revealing aspect of the Mohammed video story was the statement by the father of one of the SEALs who died so heroically trying to protect the other Americans, that when the bodies came back to Andrews Air Force Base, that Secretary Clinton said, we're going to arrest that guy that made the video and prosecute him. So right there in this very emotional moment with the 4 dead Americans being greeted on their return to the United States, the Secretary of State was talking about the video to the father of one of the dead heroes.
Ambassador, thank you, sir.
Thank you.